Good evening, everyone, and welcome. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, my name is Vinita Dillon, and I am the Director for New Students and Family Programs. Today is our sixth session about housing and residential life. We've had some questions in sessions past about your res life experience, students' res life experience. And we have our experts, and I see that we have three students joining us, and they are resident assistants for our housing program. But before we get to meet everyone from Res Life, I'm going to quickly cover what to expect on the 16th, just in case we have new parents. You'll be arriving at your check-in time, which you'll hear from housing via an email what your check-in time will be, and that email should be coming soon. I'm sure folks will share that with you today. So you'll arrive at your check-in time. You will park in Lot O, walk into PIAC, which is our Physical Education and Aquatic Center. Once you're there, we'll check you in. We will take your student to pick up their uniform if they are in the Corps. If they're not in the Corps, then there isn't anything specific for your traditional student to do with uniforms. They're going to follow you into our small gym that has a resource fair. A lot of the people you're meeting over these sessions will be there in person to welcome you and answer any last-minute questions. We expect that you'll spend about 30 minutes in this location. Those of you who pick up your uniforms will take your sea bag and walk right back to your car. Once you're in your car, hopefully there's space for your sea bag there. If in case your car is filled to the gills, we're happy to take your sea bag to your designated residence hall. You'll have to tag it so we know where to drop it off. Once you are back in your car, you'll drive to your res hall. The driver stays in the car. Everyone else can hop off. You'll have students there to help you take your belongings to your room. You can stay in your room as long as it takes to get it set up. Once you're done, you'll meet back up with your driver because they'll have driven off in their car. Those who are driving away in the cars can walk back to the res halls. You can also take a shuttle. We'll have very limited shuttle runs to the res halls because it just jams the flow of traffic. There's also the stairs, so you'll have a few options for getting back into the res halls if you wish to get in the room. If not, once you're checked in and you are settled in your room, you'll have the afternoon available until it is 3 o'clock, between 3 and 3:30. We will expect your student to be at the quad, and we'd love to invite the families and supporters to come to Riza Auditorium, where we have a brief welcome planned for the families. Once we're done there, we'll come right out and you will experience our ceremonies to integrate the traditional students into Maritime and a capping ceremony for those who are in the Corps. This will be about a 25-30 minute ceremony or event. After that, you'll be heading to dinner. If you've chosen to dine with us that evening at the waterfront, there is a small cost to attending this dinner. It's $40 per person. Your students are covered, and you will be there with us till about 6:30, at which time all these wonderful people you're meeting today need your student to report to Riza, and they will work with them to talk about expectations of living in a res hall and all the good stuff, their programming, what students, what they can expect. And that meeting starts sharp at 7 p.m. in Riza, so we will be asking your students to join us there. Should you choose to eat somewhere not on campus, you go out off campus, please note that we would like for you to be back on campus by 6:45. So your student is not late for this meeting in Riz Auditorium. I heard from a few folks who accidentally or inadvertently paid for their student dinner that night on the 16th and are looking for a refund. We're happy to do that, but the only way we can refund is the entire cost. So we're happy to refund, but you will need to go back and re-register. We can't just refund $40 for one of the people on your ticket. So once you see the refund, please know that you need to re-register. Without that, we won't know to expect you. With that, that's everything I had to share. And I invite our fabulous folks. I'm going to stop sharing so you can see our folks on the call today. I invite each of you to introduce yourself. Let us know how you impact student life and student experience. I would invite you to do a quick introduction as round one. And as round two, if you could delve a little deeper in what you do and how, what your interactions are with students. We hope to finish all of that by a little bit after 6 and open it up for questions. Once we go into the Q&A portion of the presentation, please wait for me to announce the question that you can answer. Please do not answer in the chat. It makes it confusing. So hold on, I'll say the question, you can answer. And one last thing, a request for families to please ensure that your devices are on mute, and towards the very end of our session, someone has not been able to type in their question. Please feel free to unmute and ask your question. With that, I'll start with Matt, who's right the first photo on my screen. And Matt, if you wouldn't mind popcorning to your next colleague.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, Vanita, for doing this every year. Very much appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Getting to hear a little bit tonight about what housing and residence life is all about, what living on campus is all about. My colleague Melinda, she's actually going to share a little presentation, and we're going to run through that. And I'll introduce you to our other guests here, some of our amazing student staff who are RAs in the residence halls. So I don't know if you need to accept that, Vanita. Beautiful. Awesome. Wonderful. So you can jump right to the next slide if you don't mind. All right. So I'm in the middle here, but I'll introduce myself first. My name is Matt. I've been here for almost 4 years. I oversee Upper Residence Hall, which is the primary first year student location. And yeah, I'll hand it over to Melinda.
Hello, good evening. I'm Melinda Balfour, and I'm the lead Res Life coordinator here on campus. And I've been working for the office for about 10 years now. And so thank you for joining the call, and we look forward to sharing more information. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to our senior RA, Ben.
Hi, I'm Ben Armstrong. I'm our senior RA. So I'm still a student here at Cal Maritime, but I'm just heading up all the housing, all the res life. Most of my time here has been as an RA for first years. So I have plenty of experience there, and I'm excited to see y'all here.
Hi, my name is Eleanor Dampier. I was an RA in Lower Residence Hall last year, and now I'm working for the front desk. Good.
Hi, I'm Amber G, and I am an alumni. I lived in Upper Residence Hall, where I oversaw the freshmen for 2 years.
Hi, I am also an alumni. I worked in both first-year residence halls, so I was in Upper and McAllister, and I'm currently a graduate student here at Cal Maritime, so I'm on the soccer team, so I'm around.
Thank you, everyone. Melinda.
Yes. So, like we introduced our team, and so we're going to jump into the PowerPoint presentation, just share some more information about the Res Life experience and what we do and what you're going to be looking forward to. So even though we are Cal Maritime, we try to create as much of a traditional college
Michael, how are
experience
you?
as possible. So
can you hear
a
me?
lot of
There
the
we
things
go,
that we
yeah.
do
Okay,
here
there you
on
go.
campus-
All right, Michael. So it's been a few weeks since we last talked. Last time we talked, we said we decided to start you on the 5 milligrams twice a day medication. Tell me how you're doing.
Like I only use it a few times.
Okay.
It's a really low dose, so
Mhm.
I mean it gets the job done.
Okay.
Wait, is
Yeah,
somebody
like, I'm
talking,
okay,
doing
like,
a
I'll be able
medical
to sleep at
appointment
night,
on
so-
this
Okay,
call?
good. And then what are the positive effects or negative
Sorry,
effects that
can
you're
you
feeling?
mute?
The
You're
positive
sharing a
effects are what
patient
I
call on
wanted,
this
the
call.
focus.
Mhm.
need to mute her.
and, You know, being able to recall information, not being distracted.
Oh my
Mhm.
God.
Can you please mute her?
Mute her. Sorry about that. All righty. Can everyone see the screen? Alrighty, so we'll continue on. We did staff introduction. So basically, we are an academy. If we could just have everyone unmute, that would be very helpful. Thank you. So even though we're Cal Maritime, we try to create as much of a college experience for all of our students here. And so one of the good things that we have about our program is that we're really connected to not only the mission and the value of the institution and within the CSU, but our goal is really to maintain student safety, to promote campus engagement, and then also encourage personal growth. And so these are the core values that we have as an office and that we try to instill in all of the students that come here and that are residents a part of our campus. So we'll talk a little bit about safety and security, some of the events and programs that we do for the students to keep them engaged, and then also some other opportunities to help students grow throughout their time here at Cal Maritime. I do want to mention that as of right now, Cal Maritime is a residential campus, so all students are required to reside on campus unless they have been approved for off-campus status. Other than that, please plan to be on campus throughout your 4 years here until you graduate from the institution. If you do have any questions about our off-campus procedure and policy, please either throw a question in the chat or you can email us directly. Then
We can't
Okay.
screen anymore.
Melinda, your presentation has gone.
Oh, no. Can you see now?
In just a second, we'll be able to. There we go. Thank you.
Perfect. Alrighty, so a little information about our res halls. So we have 2 designated communities for first year students. The first one is Upper Residence Hall. And so this is more of our red brick building traditional hall with traditional community spaces. So we have wings on both sides and they share a community restroom, and there are also community spaces, study lounges on each floor. So this is what you see at typical colleges. We have something that's very similar here. We have residents that are separated by floor, and then we have a team of resident assistants or RAs that are on each of the floors to assist the students, and they live with the students and help them on a day-to-day basis. Our other designated community is McAllister Res Hall. This is up at the top of the hill. This is more of a suite style community. So we have individual rooms and they share a restroom with the room next door to them. Typically, this is reserved for our non-traditional transfer students. And so as part of our roommate assignment process, you're going to be assigned to one of these halls. In our office, we create those assignments for you. So you'll either live in Upper Residence Hall or you'll live in McAllister Residence Hall. And then I'll pass it over to Ben.
Yeah, so within the res halls, we want to be a lot more than housing. We're also the residence life for the students. A lot of that's done through our events that we put on. Almost every week, there'll be something going on in every hall. Those are put on by our RAs. They're events to connect with the residents, and not only to bring them together, but also there's learning opportunities, teaching. It's a great opportunity for something to do, and also a great way to connect with your peers. Then we also have resident one-on-ones with our RAs. So that'll happen at least once a semester. It'll be a full sit-down meeting. Any concerns resident has can be voiced to their RA. So we make sure that we're providing them the best quality of life that we can. But then there'll also be ongoing check-ins. We want to build a relationship between our RAs and the students, so they're always able to talk and share anything that needs to be shared.
All right, and I'll jump right in there. So just so you know a little bit more about what we do, big thing with residence life is we support the students 24/7 all year round. Even here in the summertime, we do have a few students on campus. So all residents will be able to communicate to or reach out to one of our staff all throughout the day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We have somebody working our front desk who can help out with any kind of concern or lockout or things of that matter. And then also all throughout the nights, that's when the RAs come in and they'll pick up a duty phone and they'll work from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. And it just goes like that throughout the entire semester. Even over holidays, winter breaks, we are here. And then in addition to that, people like Melinda and myself will be on call at the same time. So we are able to do, if there's any higher level incidents or concerns, they reach out to us. And then even above us, we have folks with the admin capacity that have their own on-call rotation, and they can also come in and assist. All right, and just a few fun things for you here. Just so we know, moving into the residence halls, we do like to be courteous and be mindful of our peers and our roommates and our hallmates. So we do have quiet hours, so 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. on school nights, and then 12 a.m. to 10 a.m. on weekends. So it is asked that folks keep it quiet during those times. And there is no curfew. We do have folks that are going to have to walk out in the middle of the night to do things like watch on the ship, things of that matter. So people can be in and out, but it's asked if it's during quiet time, during nighttime, you need to be quiet moving about the halls, coming into the building. Alcohol, drugs, smoking, completely prohibited. That's pretty straightforward. And just one more thing, residents are expected to keep their rooms tidy. So we actually do have a thing called health and safeties. It's the middle of the semester. Students will get a heads up that there'll be Res Life staff going around the halls and checking spaces. So people need to make sure they're keeping their rooms tidy, they're doing their laundry, things of that matter. I know a lot of students, this will be their first time ever doing laundry alone. So maybe that's something you want to share with your kids so they know how to do that when they come to the residence halls. And yeah, just make sure people are being considerate of the shared spaces. So no leaving trash in certain spaces. Laundry room, don't leave your laundry unattended after it's done. Bathroom, don't leave your toiletries and stuff like that. Bring a shower caddy. So yeah, all that good stuff.
And so we just gave you a brief overview of the Residence Life program here and what we do. In terms of next steps, we just want to highlight what are the things that are going to be coming on the horizon. So all room assignment emails and instructions for moving in on August 16th will be sent next week, and that will be sent to your students' Cal Maritime email account. So we want to make sure that students are checking their official school account. Any important information, it's being routed there. Vanita already talked about this, but each student will receive an assigned time slot, and that time slot will be created by our office. So in that room assignment email, there'll be a highlighted section with the specific time slot that you're expected to arrive on time for. So please pay attention to that. The earliest time slot we have is 7 a.m. and they run every 30 minutes, and the last time slot is at 2:30. So as Vanita mentioned, there is a program that's starting around 3:30. And so it's very important that you arrive on time and that you're here so we can get you move in. And then there's plenty of time for you to head into orientation activities. Just a couple of reminders to help prepare everyone for move-in. If you could just make sure that you have your res hall and your specific room location and number listed and label on all of your items, that will help us a lot. We do provide some assistance with moving belongings out of your car into your dorm room. So you can have all of your stuff clearly labeled, first name, last name, not only res hall, but your specific room. That would be very helpful to us. And then as Vidya mentioned, there is a floor meeting in the evening of August 16th. It will be in RISA. So the specific time will be in the orientation schedule. So that is a requirement for all of the students who are living on campus to attend that meeting. We'll go over more specifics about res hall policies, what to expect, the duty phone numbers, how to get in touch with your RAs, and set people up for the remainder of the school year. Other than that, if you do have any questions regarding your room assignment or your time slot, you can email us at housing@csum.edu. We're going to be heading into August, so our office will be very busy. So the best way to contact us between now and before move-in day will be email, but our office line is listed as well. And so if you have any questions, you can hit us up directly. If not, we'll open it up for a Q&A for any housing and res life related questions.
Thank you, Melinda, Matt, Eleanor, and all the students, Ben, and Amelia, and test my memory here. The two alums who are with us. Thank you for the presentation. I wanted to start off with a question before I started reading the questions that are in chat because it was asked a couple of days ago. Did the engineering students not need to provide matching information for roommates? Is that true?
So the roommate selection process, we just wrapped up with that. It's optional. It's not a requirement for students. So it's just an opportunity for people to look who's in your division and pair up with someone if you choose to. For the students who did not get a chance to participate in roommate selection, what's going to happen is that our office will auto assign you a roommate, and that will be someone that's either in your major or your divisional group, or someone that's in the same age range as you. So we're working on that process now. And so that's what we're working on now. And then all of the room assignment email and information will go out next week. So in that email, you'll have your roommate listed, your division, your move-in time, and then instructions for moving in.
Okay. Someone in the chat had requested the dinner registration link, which I've added. With that, we'll get started. What time will the activities be done for the day on the 16th? So the dinner ends at 6:30 for families who are attending, and then students will go for their 7 o'clock meeting at RISA Auditorium. That will be for an hour or so, and then they'll go to their rooms. Is that correct? Okay.
Correct.
Thank you. And the next morning, they have to start up bright and early at 7:20 a.m. At formation for the students who are part of the core. The non-core students will have a slightly easier morning. They'll be eating breakfast at time of their choice, but they need to be done with breakfast by 8:30. Do the students get the family dinner for free? Yes, and you pay only for the family members. Who do we contact for the refund? You need to email me for the refund. Orientation@csum.edu will refund the entire amount. When you see the refund in your account, please re-register for the right number of people. Thank you. What type of computer should we get? Students might want to address that.
I believe for some engineering majors, there are guidelines online for some requirements that it needs. But for any other students, I just recommend something portable that you can use the Microsoft suite of Word, Excel, and that sort, so we can receive email on. You shouldn't really need anything too high powered, so portability is nice. For engineers, there are some minimum spec requirements, but I'm not familiar with those.
Thank you, Ben. Are our roommates for the whole time we're at CSUM, or do they change each year?
So students will get the opportunity if they found somebody that they're friends with. We do have a period of time, a few weeks into each semester, to do roommate swap. So if they found somebody they'd like to be a roommate with, they can opt to room with them. As long as we have the space, we'll accommodate the swap. So it's something that students want to have planned before the semester, or in future semesters before the semester begins. But after the first couple of weeks, we'll probably start sending out communications about that to their Cal Maritime email. So if they make somebody that they really would like to spend time with or live with, we'll do our best to accommodate that. But otherwise, yeah, they would stay with the same person if they both get along just fine.
Thank you. Is Upper Res Hall exclusively for first-year students?
Yes.
Thank you. If our student is coming from out of state, can we mail some of their stuff to campus in advance of move-in? If so, the specific address. The answer is we prefer that you not send packages beforehand because students have not yet been allocated a mailbox number. So when the boxes arrive, we are not sure how to get them to the right person. But if you get in touch with me separately and I understand better what your needs are, maybe I can help. So if you can email me at orientation@csum.edu, we might have a solution for you. Laundry, do you prefer pods, sheets, liquid, anything? And while you're answering that question, could you also speak to the cost of the loads and where and how the payment is made and all of that good stuff? Please.
Yeah, so our laundry machines can use liquid detergents, pod, sheets. I personally use sheets. Maybe the alumni have other recommendations, but all three can work fine. As for cost, the machines can be coin operated. There's a change machine in the room. There's also an app, which I use. It's very convenient. You load a balance on there. You press which machine you want to use. Does it all automatically. Even sends you an alert when your load is done.
Could you put the name of the app in the chat, Ben, if it's possible?
Yeah, I can do.
Thank you.
Actually, we would recommend that laundry liquid or sheets be used rather than pods because sometimes the pods won't melt.
Thank you. Can they use laundry? Oh, sorry. Is there a lockout fee?
Yes, $5 per lockout.
Is there a laundromat, a laundry room on each floor in upper or just the bottom floor?
Upper's laundry room is only in the bottom floor. McAllister Residence Hall has laundry facilities throughout.
Could you list some helpful items students should plan to bring? I know Melinda has a handy dandy list, which I had shared earlier before we started our conversation, and she'll put that back in the chat for you to head to and look at those. Any suggestions from the students?
I think that list covers a lot of key things. I recommend students think about what they'll use a lot of versus what they won't use so much. For students who are going to be in the Corps of Cadets, make sure they bring plenty of white undershirts and black socks. They'll be wearing that with their uniform. I think other key things are just what you need to live a good life. Make sure you have all your cleaning equipment for your laundry, any toiletries that you might need. I think that list should cover all the basics though, unless the other alumni have suggestions.
I would always say less is more. It's a lot easier to get stuff while here, rather than bring stuff and then be like, oh, wait, I actually don't need all of this. You're going to find that at the end of your college experience, you have accumulated a lot. So rather than starting with a lot, it's better to start with less. But definitely make it feel homey. So bring the decorations you want, all of that. But it's there. We have a Target, we have a Costco, we have a little bit of everything around here. So it's not too hard to grab certain things you need.
If I may, I've heard this shared before. If you know who your roommate is, or when you know who your roommate is, connect with them, and maybe you can decide who brings which gizmo gadget thing that they can share, rather than everybody bring 3 rice cookers, or 2 rice cookers, or whatever is allowed. I don't want to give an example of something that's not even allowed in the rooms. But do check with your roommate and divvy out. There's only so much space.
If I can jump in, one thing to mention, so all of the room spaces come with a micro fridge unit. So that includes a microwave and a refrigerator and a freezer. So you're not allowed to bring any extra units. So I think that that's a plus. I don't think a lot of universities supply that appliance. So we already have that piece taken care of for you. So you don't have to worry about a microwave and you don't have to worry about a mini fridge. And because we provide those, no extra units are allowed. So I just want to share that with everyone.
Thank you, Melinda. Does Cal Maritime do anything special for Talk Like a Pirate Day, which is September 19th?
So a lot of the programming and stuff that we do is actually up to the students what they would like to do. So we have little spitballing ideas sessions and stuff like that. There'll be a program every single week in the first year community. So there's a good chance if one of our RAs is really into Talk Like a Pirate Day, that they may in fact do some. Maybe Ben will do one perhaps. And there's other opportunities too. So we have ASCMA and then our other campus partners. Vinita sometimes does programs. So yeah, there's a good opportunity, but I don't know about that day specifically, but Ben, I think he wants to do it.
All right, maybe we'll do it down on lower campus too. Is the roommate selection website still open and working? Very confusing. Get an email saying it would close on the 25th. I also see students looking for roommate on Instagram.
So the official process is closed. It was open through the 25th. So that's just for the StarRes software. We can't control any messages that are, happening on social media accounts or anything like that. So the official process has closed. So if you didn't get a chance to select a roommate or you didn't email our office with a roommate preference, we're going to go ahead and assign you someone to reside with. So again, that will be someone that's either in your divisional group, major, or within your age range. And again, all of that will be in the room assignment email that's sent out next week. So right now we're in the final stage of reviewing all of our room assignments, reviewing all of the roommate pairings. So if you do have any questions or you have any specific preferences, right now, just email our office with that information and we'll try our best to accommodate, but there is nothing for you to do at this point. Everything is going to be on our office to auto create for you.
Melinda, would you like to share a deadline by which you can possibly get any requests so that it's clear by when they need to get a hold of you or things are going to keep moving forward?
Yes, I would say by noon on Friday. So this Friday at noon. And you can send an email to housing@csum.edu. And if you have a specific roommate request or a person that you want to room with, put that person in the email, like their information, their name, and their email account. But we also ask that you CC them, so include them in the email chain as well.
Thank you. Is there a layout or picture of what the rooms look like? So we do have something like that on our website. And as we've discussed a few times, that navigating our website has been a bit of a challenge with this integration. So I request our folks from Res Life to see if they can find that link and put it in the chat for folks to look at. And we apologize for the confusion and the issues with navigating to little things like this.
There's also a YouTube video. If you look up Cal Maritime Upper Residence Hall on YouTube, there is a video of one of the rooms.
Ooh, thank you, Amanda.
Old, but they look the same. So,
All right.
I also found the link, so hopefully that works. Again, if you have any more questions, feel free to contact us directly.
Okay. Is there a locking drawer in the room? Ben, I see you. Can they bring a small safe for valuables?
Yeah, I have a small safe lockbox. I put my passport, other credentials in. I recommend something similar. Don't have to get anything crazy, but that's what I personally do.
Are there specific guidelines for what can and cannot be placed in the dorm rooms on the walls of number of power strips allowed, etc.?
So we don't want to be putting holes in any of the walls. So we recommend you do things like command strips or things that aren't going to damage the paint coming off the wall. But yeah, students can feel free to decorate the rooms. Lots of people put whiteboards in their rooms or posters or things of that matter. make it cozy in there. Yeah.
I think Melinda has shared the list, a PDF of what to bring and what not to bring. So please grab that from the chat. Is there Ethernet in all the rooms, and how long a cord do you suggest we bring?
I don't think any longer than 6 foot would be necessary. So 6 foot would be good for that. And then regarding the power strips, I wouldn't recommend more than 1 power strip per student in the room, just because if you draw too many amps, it might pop the breaker. So we want to be mindful of that stuff because we're already running refrigerators in the rooms and freezers. So yeah, just got to be conscious and try to do one thing at a time if possible. Be much appreciated by our facilities folks.
Do students need to loft their own beds, bring tools to do so, or does Cal Maritime do that and students pay a fee? I know schools differ on whether they allow students to do it themselves or not.
We have in the housing office mallets available for checkout, where you can adjust the height of the bed somewhat based on the railings there. There's no cost to check out and borrow one of those tools.
Thank you. How big are the room refrigerators?
They're a mini fridge, so just an average mini fridge size. They have a freezer as well.
Thank you. If 2 students chose a student group, will that be their roommate?
So yeah, so in regards to the Star Res process, so if you did select someone and you're in a verified group with that green check mark, that will be your person that you'll be rooming with. So if you already have someone, you already have an idea, so you can already start communicating with them. And then our office next week will officially follow up with that Cal Maritime Welcome to Campus email.
Can parents see students on Sunday the 17th? Your students will have a pretty full day. Like I said, they'll start at 7:20 and we have programming for them till 8:30 p.m. So it's ideal to allow students to really get to know their peers and create a sense of belonging while they're hanging out with these new folks that they're meeting. We ask that families not make plans to meet their student and take them away from these opportunities to bond with their classmates. But if there's an emergency or there's something urgent you need to attend to, your student is able to leave, come and go as they please. But like I said, ideally, we prefer the student keep their schedule. Alums and Ben, do you have any different tips or suggestions on this?
I think Vanita really said it well. The orientation week is a busy time, so it's paramount for your student to be able to attend all the things that they need to attend there to be ready for the year. In the evenings, there may be some time if they want to check in again, just talk to them. But I recommend talking to your student once they see their schedule and see how your student feels, because they are going to be busy with their day and all their other activities getting moved in.
Thank you. Do students need to request a full loft?
Students and their families will be lofting and unlofting the beds themselves when they move in.
Thank you. Last week you mentioned kids might have triples. If they matched already, will they get a 3rd person in their room?
No, there shouldn't be any troubles in the first year communities just yet. So that's nothing to worry about this year.
Great. Thank you so much for that. We missed roommate selection. Can we request it via email? I think Melinda already answered that if you have such a request, please email housing@csum.edu by noon on Friday for considerations. Not a guarantee, but you may do that. Ben.
I wanted to circle back when I talked about laptops or computers earlier. I also want to mention that the campus does have a computer lab that's open 24/7 to students using their ID card. They can swipe in there. So if a student doesn't have a computer, it is still possible for them to do all their schoolwork that way.
Great point. Thank you, Ben. Your son has their classes. Once that was going to be complete, Since you have the classes, then they are a July enrollment student, which means that you will have the bill posted to your account by August 5. When that happens, you'll have until August 15 to pay that bill. Should your student not get their classes by July 31, which is in 2 days, they will automatically become August enrolled students. And in that case, your bill will be ready by September 5, which will be due on September 15th. So if your son has classes already, you need to pay between August 5 and August 15. Can we find out dimensions, measurements of items in the individual room?
So as of right now, with the link that I posted earlier, we do have some visuals of the hall spaces. One of the things that our office is working on is getting specific dimensions of different items of the room and just the room itself. So unfortunately, we don't have that stuff posted on our webpage, but if you contact us directly and that is something that you're curious about, email us at housing@csun.edu and we'll get back to you with some more information on that. But typically, I mean, it's a standard size room that you see at other colleges or universities. And then in terms of the furniture, I mean, each room comes with a desk chair, a wardrobe, a dresser of some kind, obviously the bed frame, the mattress, and a trash can usually. So those are typically, and the microfridge unit. Those are typically the items that the room already has provided for it.
In case you didn't notice in the chat, Ben added that the laundry app is called Speed Queen. What is the new name of the school? Solano or Slow? It's most certainly Solano. So the campus is called Cal Poly Solano, within which we have the Cal Poly Maritime Academy. So we kind of have two names. We're so cool that one name wasn't enough. We have two names. I have attached, oh, I'm sorry, Melinda has attached the what to bring PDF again here. What are there curfews on weekends? No curfews ever, right? Did you feel like you had curfews, alums and Ben?
No, there are no curfews. You can leave whenever you want. You can come back whenever you want. But we went to bed early, so we were in bed early.
All right.
Quiet
Says the
hours, no
teachers too.
curfews.
I might have missed it in another video, but when do we get our class schedules? So class schedules are being assigned now. I've heard from the registrar's office that they're almost complete, not quite there. A lot of the enrollment piece depends on your transcripts. The more transcripts you turned in, the more they have to evaluate and assess and then assign your classes. So they're in the process. We're hopeful that everyone will be done in the next week or so. Again, if you get your classes by July 31, your billing will be August and due date August 15. If it's after that, within the first day or so of August, then your bills get extended to September. Are there hooks near the sinks in the bathroom for hanging toiletry bags?
There aren't any hooks by the sinks, but there are hooks outside of the showers that you can hang your towel on.
Or bags.
What is the cost of wash and dry?
The base cost for a wash and dry is, I think, $3.50. I think it's $2 for the wash, $1.50 for the dry. For longer cycles, I believe it adds an extra 25 cents around there. But I've gotten by just fine, just the standard load, which is $3.50 for the washing and the dry.
I'm providing the phone number for these calls. There, it's in the chat now. And I have to find my spot. Ethernet cord. Is there Wi-Fi in the res halls?
Yes, there's Wi-Fi.
When do we pay for residence and dining? It's that same bill. The bill will include all your fees that are due. The dimensions of the closets, as Melinda mentioned, we don't have them handy right now. Housing@csum.edu. Please send your request and they will do everything to support you with those details. Thank you, Eleanor, for letting us know about the community kitchen. We know about Wi-Fi now. I understand my sophomore will not be able to move in until the 18th or 19th. Will he be assigned one of those days or can he move in on the 18th? So Amy, please send me an email about not being able to come in on time. We need to have that approved by the Dean of Students. This orientation is mandatory. But in terms of the feasibility of moving in later, I let the housing folks speak to that.
So if you do have a conflict with arriving on time, obviously you want to work with the orientation team so they are aware. But we are going to be open. So all you need to do is just coordinate with our office. So again, you can contact us at housing@csum.edu with the specific time frame that you're going to come in. That way we can have staff available to assist you with your check-in process. We probably won't have staff members around to actually help you move in items for your arrival, but at least we'll get you set up with your room key, getting access to your space, and we'll try to provide as much help as we can.
And Amy, please reach out to me at orientation@csum.edu with the details of the delay, and I'll work with the dean to get back with you. Where can we get equipment to lift beds, and will those be available on move-in day?
You can come to the housing front office and check out a rubber mallet. And yes, that will be available during move-in day.
Thank you.
Probably
there-
closer to the evening. Sorry, Benita, but yeah, to the evening, while we're actually moving stuff through the halls, it's a pretty fast operation, turning the cars around. So I wouldn't be able to stop everything and loft the bed, but once everything is settled and after the capping ceremony and all that stuff in the evening, RA will be able to check out a mallet for you.
Thank you for that detail, Matt. Is the freezer and the mini fridge separate, or is the total volume of the freezer and fridge that of the mini fridge? So it's all in one. Yes.
Yeah, so the freezer is on top of the mini fridge. They're connected, but they're separate units. So it's separate doors. They're kept at separate temperatures. But I'd say the overall combined volume is about mini fridge size.
What is the best option for shower caddy? Plastic one or one that hangs on a hook over the shower wall?
So it is up to your personal preference. I know I had one of the mesh ones freshman year, and you can kind of hook it onto like the shower dial, or if there's a hook inside, maybe. But my second and third year, I really preferred like the plastic, like harder ones, but make sure there's holes in the bottom or else it'll mold.
Thank you. Is the material to loft the bed inside the room? We've covered that. It can be checked out. Is there Wi-Fi coverage? Yes. There are also computers, or you responded. Question for alumni. Did you find it helpful to have an iPad? Do professors share their notes on Canvas?
It really just depends how you want to have your notes. For my freshman year, I had an iPad and I thought I was going to use it so much, and I ended up not because I preferred just like pen on paper. That's kind of how I was able to learn. But it's honestly people's preference. Some people can do some amazing things on their iPads with their notes and then they print them out. But I would say it's just preference based on students. I mean, I wouldn't say go out and buy an iPad, but if you have one and you want to bring it, go ahead. It definitely doesn't hurt.
And you can check out iPads, I'm pretty sure, from the library if you want to test it out before you buy it.
Thank you. Are there printers available on campus for use, and is there a cost to print from them?
Yes, we have wet printers on campus. There, we have one in the library. I'm not sure where the other locations are, but they do have a cost. They have an app that you can print from. I don't remember the cost off the top of my head, but it's something like 10 cents.
There's one in Morro Cove, which is on Lower Campus. I know that because it's in the building where I work. But once they're here, they'll get a chance to walk around and find these printers.
Also, I would say don't bring a printer your year because you're not going to use it enough for you to like have a printer. I think I only spent like maybe $5 or $10 a semester for printing. And that was more towards like my senior year where I had to print more, not really a freshman year.
A lot of stuff is online and turned in online.
Yes, and our faculty are quite mindful of requesting homework or work in general digitally, so we don't have to print paper. Which residence halls will freshmen be residing in?
Upper and McAllister Residence Hall.
Thank you. Any way to get a proof of address so that we can get our student a California ID and they don't have to carry their passports the week before they move in? That's an interesting question.
Yeah, if you want to send that over to housing@csum.edu, we'll try to get that squared away for you.
Thank you, Matt. And those of you who need to know what the mailing address is going to be, it's going to be your student's name, their mailbox number, 1 Morro Cove, MORROWCOVE, Vallejo 94590. When you arrive on campus, at my table for families, I'll have that address written out. You can take a picture so that you have it. We would like to bring drawers or bins for under the bed. What are the dimensions of under the bed? Are the beds a regular height or full loft, or can they be set in between?
So you can move your bed height pretty much however you want. So however big your drawers are, you can move your bed so that your drawers fit underneath. My freshman year, I started with my bed just regular height, and then I lofted it and had a bunch of stuff underneath. I had my desk underneath. Some people had couches underneath. And then we did bunk beds. So honestly, however you want your bed to be, you can make it. So the dimensions are just going to vary based on what you want. But if you want stuff under your bed, which I would recommend for storage, it's super easy to get it under there.
Thank you. For the August payment date, will that reflect any financial aid given to the students? If memory serves me, yes, it will be there. Should you not see all your scholarship money and your financial aid reflected in there, the student will get a refund from any fees paid that was over and above their financial aid packet. But if you're wanting to talk specifics, please send again an email to me, orientation@csum.edu, and I'll forward it to the financial aid folks to get you a very specific answer. Who can we speak to regarding class schedule? So your, excuse me, your student will be enrolled in block registration. They will be meeting their faculty and their advisors on Monday, August 18th, at which point they will learn why they were enrolled in the classes they have. If there's any adjustments needed, they'll have every opportunity to do that. There is no one on campus right now, no faculty, no advisors on campus over summer to have these discussions, which is why we keep the entire day, our academic day, which is Monday, August 18, to go over these things. So please don't be overly concerned about that. I got my classes and English was included in my schedule, but so yes, you will be able to adjust your schedule on the 18th with your faculty and advisors right there and your schedule open. If we see the class schedule in the portal, does it mean that the school has reviewed and evaluated? Yes, that is how you were enrolled. Everything is on the up and up, everything's been assessed, and you've been given your classes. Can you still change them or adjust them? Absolutely. So again, Monday, the 18th is your day to get your final schedule. It still says oh, interesting. Max, would you please email me so that I can follow up on why it's given you a schedule and yet saying that transcripts are due? So I'd be happy to look into that for you. How many rubber mallets are available?
We have a number of rubber mallets to be used, so we ask that you please don't be holding on to it for a long time when you're using it. If you're really worried about having one available, it may be a good idea to bring your own.
Can they bring a hot plate?
No, but there's a set of hot plates that are in the community kitchen. I see under that what type of kitchen items are in the shared kitchen. So we do have a hot plate. We do have a full-size freezer and fridge that students are welcome to use. And then students are, we suggest that they bring their own dishes. And there is a sink in there and stuff like that. They want to make their own food.
So the library will be is a place to check out if they have loaner iPads, not laptops. What Ben mentioned earlier, I believe, was having access 24/7 to a computer space where there are multiple computers and you can utilize them. But we do not have a loaner laptop program. What kind of fan should the students bring? Very important question.
I had a Wuzu fan my freshman year, and that was pretty nice. But honestly, I preferred my like larger standing fan just because it, gave a little more air. More fans, the better. During, when it gets really hot, it definitely does get warm. But honestly, any fan that blows a good amount of air, you'll be good.
Our windows close up and down, so you're welcome to bring a window fan.
Thank you. How can students see what division they are in?
That I imagine would be in some kind of communication that was sent out by the Office of Cadet Leadership and Development. So you want to keep an eye on your email for that.
Matt, isn't that included in the letter that goes out, giving them their room number as well as their roommate information?
It should also be in that, and it may also be in StarRes because you're able to select within your division.
Okay. So look for that information in the email that you get with your time slot. It's mentioned in there. And then you'll learn more about your division when you arrive on campus. So between 3:30 and 4, students will be out at the quad, and there will be a roster, and folks from our cadet leadership and development office will be there getting you ready with your group of within your division. Ben, do you have anything to add since you are part of the Corps?
Yeah, I believe that your division will be given to you by email, but if not, we'll have the list here for the capping ceremony. They'll make sure that you get put with your right division and you get to meet your leaders there and meet your division mates.
Thank you. At the end of the year, where can items be stored? Very important question.
You can purchase a storage unit somewhere. There is actually a storage unit facility nearby to the campus. So if you need a storage unit over the summer or something like that, you're welcome to seek that out.
Yeah, that storage is not associated with the campus. We don't have on-campus storage, but there are a number of private storage companies nearby that work just fine.
And
I know a lot of, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I know a lot of students will split storage units too. I've heard as many as half a dozen students will share a storage unit. And yeah, we literally have one like a block away, like hundreds of feet away from Maritime North. So there's quite a few in the area, but there's one that's literally walking distance, but none currently that are affiliated with the campus.
For the roommate assignment, was there any consideration for school sport team participation?
That would have to be requested for the person. They're not really looking at who's playing sports. I played soccer and rugby, and I know a few girls on my team had roommates that were on the same team, but that had to be requested separately.
Is there a room where students can practice playing an instrument?
I can talk to that. So I have an instrument on campus that I play. If your roommate's cool with it and it's not during quiet hours, you can practice in your bed space. Just be considerate noise wise. We also have individual study rooms throughout that you can practice in. So I've never had a trouble finding space for that.
You could also play outside if you'd like.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple of folks come by and ask if they can use our auditorium, be on the stage, have the space and time quiet. And so if there's isn't another program going on in the auditorium or it's not rented out, you're welcome to also be in there and we have a piano there that you can also use and practice piano on. I have a freshman and a sophomore. Way to go, Amy. Will sophomore be assigned a day, 18th or 19th, or can they move in on the 18th?
So Matt, correct me if I'm wrong with this, but I believe that returning students can turn on either the 18th or the 19th. Just be there ready for class starting on the 20th. So both days should be fine.
That is correct. Yep.
Is there a cost to use Wi-Fi in the res halls? So Melinda is confirming that indeed the division your student is going to be part of is mentioned in the email that comes from housing with the time slot as well as their roommate information. Do dorms have air conditioning?
No, there's no mounted air conditioning in these dorms. Don't bring in a window mounted either. It's bring a lot of stress on the electronics because we also have the fridges plugged in. Although being near the water, it stays relatively temperate. I would recommend bringing a fan though to keep air moving, but there's not central AC.
The common spaces and study rooms do have air conditioning though.
And that's not all the buildings on campus are air conditioned. So like my office and this building is not air conditioned either. Do kids keep the room until summer or do they change for spring?
So you keep the
Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
You keep the room until summer unless you decide to participate in a roommate selection process, roommate swap process, excuse me. So you do have the opportunity if you make a friend you want to live together. But if you don't participate in that process, you'll just stay in the same room throughout the academic year. And it's each academic year that it may change building. And yeah, potentially roommate if your roommate decides to room with somebody else or you do.
Thank you. Will MT students have summer school in 2026? Our summer school is equivalent of the cruise, and there will be a cruise for summer of 26. It'll leave shortly after commencement. Commencement is scheduled for May 2. So the ship will leave within a day or 2 or 3 of commencement, and it's gone for 65 days. It was bittersweet this evening just before this call. The ship left the campus. It left the dock for the last time. Next year when cruise begins, we will find out how students are going to get on board because our pier is going to be under construction to take in the new ship that arrives in 2027. So I posted a video earlier of the ship leaving and it was a little bittersweet, but sad. Are there any hooks in the dorm rooms? Thinking about bringing over the door hooks.
You're welcome to bring over the door hooks. Some have hooks in them just from previous residents, and they didn't take them off, so they stay there. Yeah.
Command strip hooks, those are the ones to go with. Do the dorm rooms have carpet?
Some do, some are laminate flooring. I wouldn't count on there being a carpet in your room. You can bring a personal rug if you'd like, but some rooms do, some don't.
When does the student move out if they out of the dorm if they're at sea on TSGB?
So typically speaking, the summer bear cruise will be leaving just a few days after the end of the year. So students can move just directly from their dorm onto the ship. Sometimes some residents want to go home in that few day break. So they might move out, move stuff to a storage, go home, come back. But for a student who's staying down here, they should be able to go right from their residence hall on board the Gold Bear.
And I believe the move out deadline is 10 a.m. after the last final. So whenever finals end, the following days move out. Matt, is that correct?
I believe so, yeah.
When you go on the ship for the summer term, can you ship your stuff home by mail? Sure.
Sure.
For ocean majors that choose to opt into the Corps, can they participate in summer cruise? They did this year. They some students had the opportunity to hop on our ship and go on cruise, and I do believe I've heard that that opportunity will still be available next year. New ship, yes, we're getting a new ship in 2027. What ship are the cadets working on this year if the Golden Bear is gone? I do not have all of those details. A great question to ask when you meet folks on Tuesday, August 5. Those are the academics folks, and they might have more answers to that question, unless one of our students knows more.
No, any changes within that will come from the Department of Marine Programming from that academic side. But we're still going to have options for students to fulfill their watch duties and their shipboard requirements.
Is there a wardrobe in the room? Can you share info about summer plans for business majors? That's a good question to ask on August 5 from the academics folks. What is the approved method for attaching things to the walls like hooks and decorations?
Don't bring anything that'll be drilling or putting nails into the walls. A lot of these walls are brick as well, so you won't be able to do that. So I recommend command strips, something, or don't use tape that'll then pull off the paint underneath. So command strips are your best bet. I do believe some of our alumni were business students, so they might be able to comment on the summer plans there for Amelia.
Yes, so I graduated in 2024 business. So you only have one you could split it up, but the only things you have to do during summer as a business major are an international experience. So you do go abroad. I went to Morocco for 3 weeks. So it was really cool. And you have to do an internship. I chose to put those into one summer. So I only had one busy summer. But you just have to split those up however you see fit. So maybe it's 2 summers, maybe it's 1. It just depends on you. But other than that, there's no other summer plans.
Thank you. Can all their what ports did the cruise go to this year?
This year, so I just got off the cruise a couple weeks ago. This year, we went south to Port San Diego first. Then we went to the port of Newili on Kauai, Hawaii. Then we went across to the U.S. Naval Base in Guam. Then we went up to Saipan, came across to Seattle, and we were back in Vallejo. So we did a full loop around the Pacific.
Thank you, Ben. We're past our allotted time. I'm going to take the last couple of questions here. And after that, if something comes to mind, please feel free to email us and we'll be happy to respond. Can all their belongings be taken into the ship for the cruise, or are they limited to what they can take? Ben, this one's for you.
No, so the shipboard lifestyle is, you have a lot less space than you will here in the dorms. So more information will be brought to the students as they're getting ready for that cruise. But you have, especially for first years on cruise, they have a bed and a single locker. So they should be planning to put a lot of their items into storage. They'll not be able to bring the majority of their belongings on board.
Thank you, Ben. Can someone speak to the cleanliness of the rooms upon the students' arrival, please?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So the rooms are cleaned before arrival. However, we would recommend you bring some Clorox wipes or a Swiffer or something because as they've been sitting for a while, they can get dusty over time.
And to just keep up the cleanliness in your room over the semester.
Yes.
Yeah. And you want to bring trash bags as well. All trash is disposed in the dumpsters outside of the buildings, not in the communal spaces, personal room trash. So yeah, I would suggest everyone bring a little dustpan, broom, Swiffer if you have that, small vacuum if you want to do that. Some students do. But yeah, definitely bring your own stuff, Clorox wipes. It's all helpful.
And some Febreze. It's always good to have a little Febreze. And yes, there are trash cans in the rooms. With that, I want to take a moment to thank all our presenters, Melinda, Matt, Umbria, Eleanor, Amanda, and Ben. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Apologies to Amanda for my brain freeze with her name. So sorry. And I always end with a round of applause for our families who are with us today and committed to their students. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again on Thursday, the 31st, on how to be a cadet. This particular session will be mostly about being in the Corps, although the folks who are presenting will speak a little bit to the leadership program we have, which is open to all students. So if your student is not in the Corps and they are a traditional student, it might be something for you to do something special on that Thursday with your student and look at the recording later. But I just want to manage your expectations for the hour on Thursday. With that, thank you, everyone. Thank you for staying longer than planned. And we look forward to seeing you in just 3 weeks here on campus. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.